no! Radishes! A quick update on our carrot bed that we were working on. Carrots, radishes, onions. It's looking really nice. It's January 5th today. And we've got radishes. I've been picking them actually for the last like 2 or 3 weeks. About this much or more every couple of days. I don't like radishes, so I've been giving them to my neighbor. Her daughter really loves radishes, so maybe overwhelming this poor kid. She's going to hate radishes by the end. So yeah, it's doing really good. The carrots are much more slow growing, but we've got a lot of leafy carrots going. And I'm really excited about this other project we've got. Me is what is going to be our pumpkin patch next year. And we are trying out a Ruth Stout Garden. You can see we have a whole bale of hay, and we have 4 more. It's kind of a cool story how I came upon this hay. I was searching for what I call spoiled hay. I don't know if that's really what it's called, but hay that's rotten then you can't feed to your animals anymore. To use as compost for a Ruth Stout Garden. And I had contacted some hay sellers on Craigslist and things, telling them like, do you have any rotten hay? And it was really funny, some of the conversations I had with these people who thought I was crazy for wanting rotten hay. But anyway, I didn't really have any success with that, and I was like, man, maybe I'm not going to be able to do a pumpkin patch. And then I was just at the grocery store, and here in Knoxville, it's kind of funny because you'll have urban-ish area or suburban area right next to farmland. So right next to our Kroger is actually like a whole horse pasture.
So we're out here at this little patch of land. It's just in the middle of West Knoxville, so you can see the strip mall over there with the grocery store. The financial center over there.
And outside of the fence one day I noticed that there was this spoiled hay, and I was like, yes. And it was not inside the pasture but like outside right next to the road that leads to the grocery store. So I noticed there was a truck over by the barn. Always ask if you're going to take things, even if it doesn't seem like it's on the property, even if it's outside the fence. Ask first. Always ask before you take resources like this, because you don't know if they need them for something, and you don't know if it's, if you're new, you might not know if it's rotten or good hay, and you'd be in a lot of trouble if you took good hay, because that's food for their animals. But anyway, I saw that there was a truck over by this barn with the pasture, and so I chased this guy down. I ended up he probably thought I was a lunatic or something, this woman following him, but I followed him because he was leaving, and I followed him into the parking lot, and I asked him if I could have the hay, and he was like, oh yes, like the farmer would actually use the farm hand. He was like, the farmer, the man who owns all this land, would be really happy if you got rid of it. So I told him we wouldn't be able to before the end of the year, and there were only 2 bales at the time. This is all just one big round bale, but he's put 2 more, so there were 4 when my husband went the other day to get it.
And here are our hay bales, which have been so graciously left out for us. So I'm going to try, see if I can get these into the car.
So we're going to take this area of the yard is all just weeds and things, and hard to mow. And so I was like worried about having a Ruth Stout Garden in our urban neighborhood, and Anyway, I was thinking actually it would, even if we decided to sell this house over, it would actually be better to kill all the weeds with the hay, and we could just take all the hay off eventually and be good soil to plant grass seed if we go that route at some point. So yeah, we're gonna like basically section off this huge corner of our yard and devote it to squash and pumpkin and watermelon. So here we go.
All right, guys. 1, 2, 3, push. Odin, get to where you can really push it.
Push it!
Get behind the seats and really push hard. It should come out.
What?
It's gonna come out, just push. Are we rolling? We're rolling.
What?
Roll it.
Don't catch it! Don't.
Go for it. Oh.
It's unraveling like tape! Beat now! That's stuff, I wouldn't have watched it roll down!
Alright. We gotta roll it all the way to the back of the backyard too.
2 hours later.
Now stop! That was so fun! I'm gonna destroy this! We're gonna watch hay roll down the hill! Woo! Now let it roll, Daddy! Let it roll down the hill! Ah! Get the fence! Right on that side. Now let it roll! Look! Got destroyed by tape. Looks like tape. Dad, you chose a terrible hay bale. Just roll. Yeah. Take the poison ivy. Don't step in poison ivy. Dad!
So that's a lot of hay, and we're actually going to go get more of the bales that are over there at the Kroger parking lot and do one more layer on this, and then I think I'll do one more on our big middle bed. Here, I'll show you that long bed right here. All the way down. Ooh, how do I do this? It's like being a weatherman. Ooh, all the way down to there. A couple of things before I sign off here. If you're really wanting to get into gardening, January is a great time to start because you need to think about the condition of your soil. There are lots of no-till options, and I really recommend not necessarily one kind of no-till, but no-till is so much easier, it's so much better for the soil, it's a lot less work overall. The way that I've learned it is the soil is an organism, and just like our body needs a protective layering of skin, the soil also needs a protective layer. So if you just have a bed like I just showed you, exposed to the elements, it's more likely to, it's going to lose nutrients from corrosion. So having something covered up, whether it be wood chips or in this case I'm trying out a Ruth Stout Garden, you need to cover your garden with some kind of mulch to keep it contained so that the soil doesn't drag it away, and also so that water doesn't drag away the soil with corrosion, and also so nutrients don't get depleted. Hey, what's up, dude? So yeah, I've heard good things about Ruth Stout. It's super easy. Also with no-till solutions, almost all of them are a covering the soil situation. I haven't heard of any others, so I imagine that all have to do with putting a mulch on. It keeps the weeds away. It kills weeds, keeps the weeds away, and when you're ready, you just open up the spot where you want your seeds to go, and you've got awesome soil, because all of this will decay and be ready for planting in May. So keep an eye out for some more videos. I'm a busy homeschool mom, so I've just kind of decided that I'll make videos when I have time, and yeah, makes it easier. I feel like if I start stressing about getting the next video out, getting the next blog post out, then the content suffers, and more importantly, I suffer trying to balance everything, and like my marriage and my kids' schoolwork, obviously, and my relationship with my kids comes first. So here we are, but the garden is a big part of my life too. I think it's really an important thing. I do sewing videos and garden videos because I just think that having a hand in making your own food and your own clothes, these things that we rely on, really makes you have a better appreciation for those things. Not to mention loads of reasons why it's better for you and your family. So also that I've learned from my garden and from sewing is that there are seasons for everything. And then what I mean by that is that kind of, if you threw away the calendar, even when it gets cold, you know, is the time for rot and for replenish of the earth. And in May, you know, when it warms up is the time for planting, and throughout the summer it's time for growing. And you kind of, when you really garden year after year, it kind of, you just get on this schedule that kind of connects you to nature, and it's really cool to not just sit inside your house and let the seasons pass you by, but to get out into the seasons and participate and work kind of synergistically with the cold and the hot and the growth and the kind of rebirth. And there's a time to bring the seeds in for the next year, and you can throw your seeds away or you can save them. I feel like there are so many lessons in that principle alone. So I just think it's super cool. Once you're kind of like have your garden established and you're going through the seasons with your garden, it's just, I don't know how to explain it other than it's just a neat experience to be part of the flow of nature in that way. God's creation is beautiful. So happy gardening, and hopefully I'll have some sewing videos out soon. We've had some, it's been a hard year if I'm being honest, and a lot of my projects have had to stop for a little while so that we could take care of some things that we didn't expect, but we're doing a lot better. I'm excited that 2020 is here. I was getting very tired of 2019. So yeah, pray for us. We could use it. And thanks for watching.
Winton! Pile of hay. Bucket of water. Log pile. Moss. Mushrooms. Moss. Leaves. Moss. And where are the leaves? Leaves. Wood. Leaves.